the first thing I'd like you guys to do is, can everyone indulge me in standing up from your seats, please? It'll take you 30 seconds, I promise you. We're going to do a little bit of a thing. Yeah, it's a little bit of a bit. I need you guys to look at the person next to you, right or left, doesn't matter. And I want you guys to say to that person, "You are awesome. Thank you for the great work that you do." Thanks, guys. All right. Okay, guys, you guys can have a seat. And my name is Renesh. Sorry, Aki. All right, so second, I need to give attribution back to the creator of the DevOps School for Chef. His name's Adam Jacobs, a really awesome dude. He's all over YouTube. He's got a big beard, so he's obviously much more awesome than the rest of us who don't have beards. Those are for the guys who have beards in the room. So that's the repo that you guys can have a look at. So, quick show of hands. When you guys saw the title of the talk that said KungFu, who thought of Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan? Hands up. Be honest now. Yeah? Sadly, though, KungFu's got nothing to do with those guys. They're just really good actors, and the one's dead. That's it. What KungFu really is, it's the practice through patience and skill of perfecting yourself. That's what KungFu translates out to English. A really long translation, that's what Google said the answer was. Wushu, on the other hand, is the actual martial arts. So that's the stuff that we see in the movies, when Jackie Chan throws a person through the wall and he gets up with his white suit still clean. That's Wushu. Takes years of practice, especially with a white suit, right? Now, the basics of KungFu, or the basics of Wushu, and in order to master it, or to become a KungFu master at it, requires 3 steps. There's the basics, which then translate into the form, which then applied to the real world becomes the application of it. Think of the basics as the push-ups, yeah? Who does push-ups in the room? Anyone? I'm going to put my hands down because, yeah. So Adam Jacobs has got a line about this. He says the basics is push-ups, and there are no push-ups in DevOps, so we ain't doing that stuff. Because push-ups sounds like a lot of hard work, and we don't do that stuff. Yeah? So we're going to skip right to the form part. And the form part really is the combination of these different actions that produce some result. The application of this in the real world is where we really want to get to, and that's the point where we can call ourselves Wushu masters or KungFu masters. So, in every DevOps talk that I've ever been to, there's always been this moment. There's been 2 moments in every DevOps talk. The first moment is when they show you that picture of the silos, yeah? Dan, I score a point, I think. Where is Dan? So Dan mentioned earlier on that we have a bit of a running bet as to how many times we say the word silos. That's 2 for me now. I think I've caught up with Dan. So I've skipped the picture of the silo, but I have got a slide that defines what DevOps is. And this is Adam's definition. He says, it's a cultural and professional movement that focuses on how we build and operate modern high-velocity organizations. I'm the third speaker this morning to talk about culture. Is anyone tired of hearing the word culture as yet? No. Yeah. Excellent, because I'm going to use the word culture a lot more. Just for that.
More than silos.
Definitely more than silos. That's 3 points for me now. I win so far. So, when we talk about culture, here's the definition. Well, here's my definition of culture. It says there, by me, because I thought of this one evening, I think it was, and I realized it was a good idea. And my definition is that it's the unwritten rules that people in an organization follow. It's not the one that we tell people in the interviews, right? Because whenever we're in an interview, always tell people that are trying to join the company or the organization, this is the culture that we have. And then the person joins, and on the first day, he goes, you told me it was going to be awesome. Why do I have a cubicle? This is really not awesome at all. So we need to stop lying in interviews. We all guilty of it. Like, I'm not even going to say I haven't done it. I've done it as well, yeah? We need to stop doing that. If you want to see an organization's culture, you need to observe people on go-live night when things break. Yeah? Because that's the real culture we have. it's either a culture of, it's not my fault, it's the other guy, and he didn't do his stuff, and I did my stuff, and look at my tests, they all work. Yeah? And you ask the other guy, and the guy goes, yeah, but if you read the BRD, I built what I was told to build. At the end of the day, though, that's not the culture we kind of want. Right? We kind of want this problem-solving culture. So I want to introduce you to this. And yes, that is a ninja cat riding a unicorn. There is a story behind this, actually. It's quite a cool story. So I work for IQ Business. I have the fortunate luxury of working with two really awesome people. They are both in the room, and if I say their name, they'll kill me later. So I'm not going to say their names. But they give me a lot of autonomy in what I do, meaning that I go to them with an idea, and then they go, yeah, do that. And that's it, which is kind of awesome, because then I get to get a team, and I say to the team, I want a community website built where DevOps practitioners can find a common home and go. Somebody asked me for a backlog, and I didn't give them one. And then people said to me, but you need to give them a backlog, otherwise they might build the wrong thing. Like, well, that's kind of what I want them to do, right? Because if I give someone a backlog, are they really empowered? Has anybody asked a developer, sorry, I used the wrong word, I apologize profusely. Has anybody asked an engineer if he prefers working from a backlog? Have you ever gone to your doctor, who is a professional, with a list of things that you want him to fix on you? Did he take your list and go through it step by step? Or did he look at you like you are slightly ill and tell you what's wrong with you? Because he's a professional. That's his job. Same with the engineers. They're professionals. So my belief is, and this is what I've done for the DevOps team, is I've basically said to them, I've got 4 outcomes that I want to achieve. That's it. It's 4 lines on a document, and that's it. And we went through the process of them bouncing ideas off me. Were all the ideas good? Nope. Were all the ideas creative and innovative? Absolutely. Which brings us to this guy. When you Google DevOps, one of the most predominant pictures that comes up is a picture of a unicorn. Why we have the ninja cat is cats are cool, and if they're ninjas, they're cooler. Yeah? So it was the only way we could integrate ninja cats and unicorns, I guess. So that community site is live. So teams that need empowerment or teams that want empowerment cannot work from a list of things that we dream up. What we need to give them is some desired end state and then leave them alone. Doesn't mean we don't give them any guidance on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. The difference is they need to ask us for the guidance, as opposed to us showing up as product owners, which is another word that I don't like anymore, as product owners and telling them what we want. Yeah? This is very close to Dan's slide, and it says choose languages and tools that fit the job. And my little saying at the bottom is, this is the weapon of a Jedi Knight. I apologize. I am a geek. I am a nerd. I have a lot of nerdy jokes. Lots of people don't like them. I dig them, so I've got the clicker. Hence, you guys are going to like my jokes, yeah? So we've been talking about culture and tools from the morning. My opinion is that the problem with DevOps, or not the problem, the way to implement DevOps is that it's about a 70% culture problem and about a 10% tooling problem. And I have this belief because I've watched industries shape and merge themselves around this. The catch with this is we spend 70% of our time and money as an organization trying to figure out what the right tool set is. And we spend 10% of the time and money trying to convince our people to use this tool set. And then when it doesn't go the way we want it to go, we blame the people. But yet the people didn't choose the tool set, right? What we should be doing is allowing teams to decide what tools they want to use. This doesn't mean that we give them complete and utter free reign on every tool stack under the sun, because there are generally licensing costs attached to this. There's a reality of it as well. It doesn't mean, though, that we prescribe tools and hold them to it. Does anybody use any of the DevOps tools that are very, very popular at the moment? Anyone? Any of the tools? Yeah?
Throw some names.
No. I don't want to get sued for unauthorized advertising. That's a thing. Well, actually, let's do that. Anyone uses Chef? Any Chef installations? IQ Business, yeah. Jenkins, yeah. Ansible, Salt, Puppet. Ooh, there we go. You waited for that one. So, what happens when things go wrong? Because things go wrong, right? The reason things go wrong, we have humans solving problems. Machines don't solve problems. Machines repeat a set of things that we tell them to do, and they never make a mistake about it. Humans, on the other hand, when I talk about humans, I'm talking about the squishy bit between the chair and the keyboard. Yeah, that guy or that person. Humans, on the other hand, they have this tendency of causing problems. What we need to be very cognizant of, though, is when these problems occur, we should be running, the old word is postmortems. I like to add the word blameless, because the purpose of a postmortem, from a tech perspective, is not about finding who did the wrong thing. It's about finding why didn't we do the right thing in the first place. It's as simple as it is. So the person that caused the problem is not the one in the middle of the room being whooped to death. It's the person explaining why things went wrong. Everyone okay with that? Is everybody looking forward to coffee? I've just had a letter at the back, like a little signboard come up that says the coffee machine's broken again. So, yeah, that got everyone's attention. So, the famous line in all DevOps talks is, automate all the things, full stop. Yeah? Sounds awesome. There's a separate part to this discussion, though. It's automate all the things, discuss the rest. And the reason we want to automate stuff from a DevOps perspective is not to replace the human. It's to free up the human to do the stuff that we hired the human to do. We definitely didn't hire the human to sit and spend the next 8 hours of his day looking over a test case. Or did we? Generally, we didn't, right? What we did hire the human to do was figure out why is our testing not going well. Let's give them the time to actually do this. We didn't hire the human to spend 8 hours a day writing lines and lines of code in the hope that it compiles. We've got this human to solve the problem. Yes, human is my favorite word, I think. Continuous delivery is one of those words or phrases that has been spoken about in every presentation since we built the Ark. Actually, it wasn't the day of the Ark, it was the day after we built the Ark. We started talking about continuous delivery for a reason, I guess. So there's just one thing I want to talk about for continuous delivery. When we have continuous delivery in an organization with silos, that's number 4 for me, Dan. When we have continuous delivery in a siloed organization, we have a team, which is a piece of the value chain, delivering. However, the next team in that pipeline is still constrained. Is that really continuous delivery, though? It just sounds like very streamlined silos. He's stopped counting. So that's my favorite joke in the world. It says, deliver fast, deliver often. Unless it's the Death Star, then please don't. There's another version of this joke which says, deliver fast, deliver often, unless you're building Terminators. Please don't. But you guys get what I'm trying to get here with, right? I'm going to build the cool stuff. Second last slide, we're almost at tea break, is practice incident response. Yoda once said, Uda do you even? Has anybody heard of the word Uda? It's from a military background. It's the way that they do incident responses. And the way it goes is that you need to observe, orient, decide, and act. We need our teams in our organizations to do this. But we need to give them the space in order to do this. Because that first 2 steps, that observe and orient part, we don't know how long it will take. Has anybody witnessed a team receiving a phone call with a shouty person on the other end, screaming about a problem in production? it's generally ended off with fix it or else. That doesn't quite sound like incident response, because now the team goes into the mode of, I need to fix it really quickly. The actual instruction should have been, something happened, it's really bad, it'll be super awesome if you guys can fix it. Please. Yeah? I like to add that please part, because that's the one that makes everyone think about what they say many, many times in a day. Yeah? So, I think I've saved the time. There we go. So, just before we get to the Q&A part, I believe, my personal belief is that if you practice your wushu, or those basic things of empowering teams and finding ways of empowering teams, of letting teams have freedom and autonomy in choosing what they want to work on, in letting them do blameless postmortems, those are the wushu basics. That if we practice it on a daily basis and get our teams to practice it on a daily basis, it leads them to have a stronger KungFu. And the reason we want people to have strong KungFu is that my KungFu recognizes the KungFu in fellow IQers, because I know what their KungFu looks like. So if I'm looking for someone to hang out with, I'm going to look for the guy that does the same KungFu as me. Thank you.